How is everyone doing today? Thank you for joining us. This is Lisa Sevigny.
Hello. Hello, I'm
Hello.
Lisa.
And joining from Montreal. And
Yeah,
this is a wonderful creator who created the wonderful Ebony Tarot. Yes. Of course, she's
thank
showing the
you.
box. I'm showing the cards.
Thank you, Alana, for the opportunity. It's always fun and to talk to you. I like it.
Yes, yes. So thank you for joining me today. Of course, we're doing Valentine's Day, the day after Valentine's, and Black History Month, of course. So yeah, so I figured why I kind of wanted to do this is because realizing that Valentine's Day is smack dab in the middle of the month, and also thinking about the significance of Valentine's Day, the month, Black History Month, and of course, celebrating Black artistry, Black creators. And of course, when we have the Ebony Tarot that is named, oh, hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, but for some reason I just heard a sound in my ear that I was like, oh, that's
Okay,
that's interesting, but I could still hear you. So
great.
still not that well, but at least it's better. Um, yeah, and of course, with the Ebony Tarot, it's pretty much all black, different shades of black beauty.
Yes, these are my people from Montreal, a
Yes,
collective of artists, friends of mine, and that's so I took picture of them and created this tarot deck.
yes, and I absolutely love that. And the best thing and of course, look, and the edges are pink, so it's perfect for Valentine's because
It
it's
is.
pink. We've got pink edges, and I love the fact that the back is a tree, and then
Mm-hmm.
we have your initials right in the middle there. So I really enjoy that. And part of it is that what I was also thinking is the fact that there's a tree on the back. And of course, when in the interview that we did
In
last
the
year
past, last
sometime.
year, yeah.
Yeah, say that again?
Yeah, the interview we did last year, the first
Yeah,
one we did.
that we did. You explained the significance of the ebony and the ebony tree
Hmm.
itself,
Yeah.
right? And how the tree really represents our lineage, our roots, our heritage.
Hmm.
Um, and you want to explain the significance of the ebony tree again?
Well, it's first of all, it's a tree that is black. So in French, we say le tarot, le bois d'ébène, like ebony wood. And so it's a tree that represents blackness that you find in Africa. But just the tree is like the tree of life. So I wanted to put a tree there because of the tree of life, and have a certain make a link with the ebony tree. Have you heard about the ebony tree? It's a really hard wood and it's black, and you
And
can
I
find it in
didn't I
Africa.
didn't hear
Yeah.
about the ebony tree until you mentioned it in our interview. And
Did you
I
research
thought
it?
that was very
Yeah.
very enriching. And I really like the hearing about that, especially the significance of the tree, what it
Hmm.
represents, and then, strength and roots and
Yeah.
resiliency, right? But isn't that pretty much like, as we're talking about Black History Month and we're talking about the significance of Black culture and what we've survived as a group, right?
Exactly.
As a race and things like that. But also understanding that,
And
having
one of
that
the
understanding pretty
characteristics
much.
of this, one of the characteristic of this particular wood is that it's really solid.
Exactly. Yes. Right. And so that's exactly why, when I think about how that sort of translates to us and even society, it's the strength of humanity, right, that holds up, and how significant that is. I
Hmm.
was just watching just the other day, before we get into pulling cards, I was just saw a video that was on Instagram the other day, and it was talking about um, how and thinking about if humanity started with the lightest skin, right? If the first person was actually white, we wouldn't have other races, right? Because the idea that it's from the darkest skin tone that we
Hmm.
get
All
everything
the
else,
shades. Yeah. Yeah.
all the shades, right?
Hmm.
So and of course, if we're diving in and digging into history, and the first people originated in Africa, right? That, to me, that again sort of falls in line with everything that you've been saying in regards to the tree itself, right? And then again bringing it to the tree of life and roots and all of humanity's existence, collectively speaking, especially with everything that's going on, especially in the US with ICE and all of that, and how crazy it is. Yeah, but what I really liked and have been enjoying with your deck, so I'm just trying to, like, I was doing a reading earlier for myself, and so I didn't get a chance to finish putting away all my cards yet to sort of reset for this live. But as I do that now, um
What type
I
of
wanted
reading
to
were you doing
pull.
for yourself? Do you ask for specific questions, or are you just like in
No, I
general?
don't. So the way that I read, usually I usually just shuffle and ask for whatever messages that need to be revealed to me. Um, and basically I use that as a baseline to answer multiple questions. So, excuse me, I don't necessarily always, before pulling the cards, ask a specific question. I usually pull with whatever cards I have, and then based on whatever the question comes up, read the cards accordingly to that question. Because I find that sometimes the cards can actually reflect and give me answers to multiple questions at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So it's yeah, and it depends on the context too, and it
Mm-hmm.
depends on the cards I'm pulling. So yeah, so that's what I really like. But the decks that I wanted to really work with your deck tonight, actually, well, there's at least four.
Okay. Bring them on.
Four decks. One of them being the Poesis Tarot. This is that tarot. It's sorry, not the Poesis Tarot, the Poesis Oracle. So it's basically a poetry deck, and this is by Andrea Wan. WAN. I hope I pronounced that right. And these are the cards, and they're gold gilded, but they're black on the back, black and cream, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
And they're pretty much one word, as you can see. But I feel like this has been a great deck to work with your deck, side by side. Um, Also, the two other decks that I have are the Voice of Souls Oracle and the adjacent companion deck, which is the Cry of Souls Oracle. And I
Okay.
feel like these two, um, well, it's not that it's not just that I feel like they go well. As I've been reading with those cards and your deck, I feel like the readings have been very rich.
Okay.
So that's where I want to
It
start
enhance
with
the
today.
experience. That's what we want, to enhance the experience.
Yes, exactly. And also, um, so what I figure is I'm going to start with those two decks, and let's pull some cards for the collective and see what comes up. And then we can use your deck to clarify.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm going to pull those cards, and then we'll get you to pull from your deck to clarify. Sounds good?
Great.
Okay. So let's do this. Okay, so let me start with, we're going to start with the voice of Souls Oracle. All right. Spirit, see clearly all that we need to see for the greatest and highest good. The greatest and highest good of the collective. Do we have for the collective today? I'm hoping that everybody can hear because it's very quiet on my end, but I can still hear you, so that's good. Okay. Okay, so right off we have burden of tears. Burden of tears. And this is card 21. So, and of course, when we're connecting that to tarot, 21 being the world card in the major arcana.
Mm-hmm.
And as I talk about collective, the burden of tears, everything that's going on in right now. If we were to spin that to the US with everything that's going on with ICE and the fact that this is Black History Month and we're honoring every shade and color of humanity and understanding that all of us start from the darkest depths of the
Mm-hmm.
earth. That includes our skin, right? So the ebony tree here is very significant. I feel like it really
Mm-hmm.
speaks to that, right? So I'm going to read the card 21, and then we'll get you to clarify with your cards. Okay, so 21 here. Okay. Burden of tears. Your soul. So this is the message that is based on the way that it's outlined in the book. We have your soul, your spirit, a message from your spirit guides, and then the entity. And then I think we have, yeah, that's it. So I'm gonna read the whole thing so that we can really understand what is being talked about here. So, burden of tears, your soul, there is great sadness in you, an emotional pain. I feel it deep inside you and I understand it. Part of you feels like this pain makes you weak and vulnerable. So you repress it into your deepest depths. But this sadness is legitimate and it has something positive to teach you. Your pain is a sign you're mourning a relationship, situation, or way of being and thinking. There is still some resistance, which is why part of you is afraid to connect to this emotional suffering.
Mm-hmm.
If you feel unable to handle it, don't force yourself.
Mm-hmm. You see,
But
that
don't
card speaks to me more about Valentine's Day
say
because
that
with
again.
this card, it speaks to me more about Valentine's Day. We do have issues with putting our trust in others. We've been hurt a lot in the past, and
Yes,
we definitely lost ourselves in in this new way of treating relationship or of not really being in relationships. We're saying that we're good with it, but really we're really sad about it. We do not connect with each other anymore.
it's
With
true.
others, when
It's true. But hold on. Hey, let me finish this. So wait. Where was I? There is still some resistance, which is why part of you is afraid to connect to this emotional suffering. If you feel unable to handle it, don't force yourself, but don't repress it.
mm-hmm,
If you need to cry, scream, or talk, just do it. You can write it down or communicate with a person you trust. I really invite you to do so. It will bring you true liberation and let you open a new chapter in your life. Yes. Now, here's the message from Spirit Guides. 6 months ago, something important happened. Something heavily disrupted your energy and emotions. Part of your energy froze. part of you had a bad scare. Fear isn't a negative emotion. Fear comes when you feel in danger. When its role is to advise you, fear freezes you. When its role is to warn you, fear allows you to understand what is going on. Today, we invite you to understand what frightened you and made you sad using the method of your choice. Understand what that fear means to teach you. We've been sending you signs over the past few days to help you connect with another person. That person will help you directly or indirectly to reconnect to yourself. The entity, the part of you is sad and wants to cry and scream. This isn't necessarily directly related to my passing. It is a situation that you can't fully accept and overcome. I understand this completely. I would like to help you more, but it's up to you to build your own path.
Mm-hmm. Reminds me of the Five of Cups.
That's what you pulled?
No, no, I didn't pull anything yet. But when you mentioned this card, I saw the Five of Cups.
Yeah.
Hmm. So
Don't worry about your tears
mhm.
causing me harm. Don't worry about you having a negative influence on my soul. I am here for you and to console you. I send you comfort and compassion. I would like to take you in my arms, but I know I can't. So, to feel my presence, take time to curl up and give yourself some kindness. Take care of yourself. That is when we'll be in the same energy and can communicate in a gentle and unique way. Okay. There was a few things that were coming up for me when I picked that card. Um, a lot of what you were saying there as well, but also for those that may have lost someone recently. Um, and I know I can speak to that personally because my dad passed.
Mhm.
And I know in this time, especially, and he passed just after Christmas, but also when thinking about Valentine's Day, thinking about, like, especially this is the supposed to be the month of love, and it's the next sort of holiday, if you will, after Christmas, after Kwanzaa, after New Year's, right? And so as we're coming off those, the colder months of the year, this is the time where grief and things really set in. So it's, as you said in your mind's eye when I was reading, and you said that you picked the Five of Cups,
Mhm.
even. And I thought you had pulled that card, which I was like, isn't that the card that really speaks to
Mhm.
what the message in that I was reading was? So yeah. So what do you have from your deck
So
that goes along with that?
the Knight of Pentacles.
The Knight of Pentacles. Okay.
You want me to read the definition? The
Go
Knight of
ahead. Yeah, sure,
so
absolutely.
the Knight of Pentacles symbolizes diligence, perseverance, and sustains effort. It represents a hardworking individual who advances steadily towards their goals, paying close attention to details and remaining committed to their responsibilities.
Yes, and the what immediately comes up to is things that happen when like, cuz I I've been talking a lot about in recently in regards to grief and the
Mm-hmm.
different kinds of grief, and how we could have grief that's like instant or shocking, like
Mm-hmm.
uh um what do you call it, unexpected grief, right? Then there's complex grief, prolonged grief, grief that and that can include grief of loss of a relationship, as we're talking about February.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about um even loss of a job, loss of health, right? Like you were in a place, if you're mourning who you used to be, because now, you know, your whatever sort of health aspect that you've come into,
Mm-hmm.
whether that be someone being diagnosed with cancer
You know,
or someone being diagnosed with mental health concerns,
you know,
right? Like
Lana.
those are things that can really throw us for a loop, even, right?
You know how I like to use my deck. The photos are really important. The pictures, okay?
Yes.
And see, I don't know if you can see it. If
I'm
you
gonna
look,
look for it's the Knight of Pentacles, right?
the
Yeah, I'm
Knight of
looking for that.
Pentacles, and you just made me realize that. Take a look at it. Take a look at her face, and take a look at the horse. Do they look happy to you?
No. They
They
look like
look
they've been through a
they,
lot.
exactly.
This is hard. This is hardship. This is, and two, what we know about the Knight of Pentacles is it's a slow moving card. It
Hmm.
naturally is a slow moving card.
Hmm.
So this is stuff that we've built over time.
She's there. She stands still. She will. She's there. She definitely has a goal. It might be hard, but she stands still.
Yes. Yes. And this is, to me, this also speaks with resilience.
Mm-hmm.
Like she's, even though she does not look happy,
Mm-hmm.
but she doesn't look like I'm gonna die tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like this looks like someone who's standing in their truth and their power. Yes, I'm resilient. Yes, I am strong. I've been through a lot, but look at me, I'm still here.
Yeah, that's what I see.
That's what I see. Yes. And then thinking about that with the burden of our tears. So I'm even think what comes to mind is a person who's empathic, who's taken on a lot, right? Those that the lone wolves in life, those that have had to be independent.
Hmm. She definitely looked independent.
Yes.
Hmm.
But this is not choice independent. This
Hmm.
is forced independency. That's what this looks like to me.
Yeah.
Someone who's been through it, who's suffered
Hmm.
through it and is still here.
And even the horse speaks volume.
Yes, exactly. And I love that. I love that. So I'm going to pull from the cries of souls because that was the voice. So that's, to me, that's burden of tears because your voice has also been silenced, right?
Makes sense.
Fighting to be heard, advocating for yourself. Okay. Let me pull from this one now. Yeah, this is the cries of souls. Pull on this deck. What do we have? Nothing on this. Oh, okay. All right. So 10. This is a 10-year, right?
Hmm.
Where the cycles, breaking cycles and starting fresh,
Yep.
right? Beginning again, but beginning with the divine and
Hmm.
creating with the divine energy.
What does it say at the bottom?
Freezing doubts. So I'm gonna read this one. Freezing doubts. Caution enables me to move forward at my own pace. And isn't that how healing works?
Mm-hmm.
Healing is not linear, like, and we don't move at the same pace as we heal. So that's when we are going through our healing process, and we're recognizing ourselves as individuals, right? On a grander scheme of things, we have we're we're exercising that level and understanding of empathy. We've all walked separate journeys. We've all had our different hardships, right? No two paths are the same. And so because of how we've all been, like, what comes to mind is that idea of what's good for the goose is good for the gander, but not no, like, you know what, on your path, whatever you've had to endure, whatever diagnosis, right? Because if we're speaking about mental health and understanding and the things that affect us, how trauma shapes who we
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
become.
it's an individual journey, definitely.
It's exactly, you know what I'm saying? And so based on that, we can't expect each other to be on the same,
Mm-hmm.
like, on the same healing.
So, but what is the photo? Is it like a spider web? What is it?
It's a spider, yes, it's a spider web, but it's the connectivity here, right? But there's a flower in the middle.
Okay.
So to me, it's, yeah, finding the beauty
Mm-hmm.
in what we've endured and learning from it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So because we want to create and weave new patterns,
Mm-hmm.
right? All right, so I'm going to read the card from this one for freezing. That's 10. Okay, freezing doubts. Okay. Caution enables me to move forward at my own pace. Wisdom, limiting beliefs arise in your mind in the form of questions, full of glacial, hostile energy that put a complete stop to what you are doing, thinking, or experiencing. They interrupt any debate and change and are often just rhetorical and can be the consequence of an authoritarian education,
Mm-hmm.
deep wounds, or profound lack of love for and confidence in yourself. Our questions prevent you from exploring and knowing yourself and getting acquainted with your inner treasures.
So what I hear from this is the noise, the little voice inside that might sometimes be negative.
And where does that learned behavior come from? Because that
Mm-hmm.
inner voice is sometimes often shaped by our experiences, our traumas, right? The programming that we've endured during during the course of our development.
Mm-hmm.
And so it shapes how we've come to be, and the choices we make as adults, right? That's where generational trauma and things like that, right,
Did you
come
want me
in.
to pull a card on on
Yes,
this one, on top of this one?
absolutely. Absolutely. um Actually, hold on, let me finish. What did you pull? Did you pull a card for that already?
The chariot.
Yes. And that's where our light and our shadow, balancing the yin and yang within ourselves, the
Mm-hmm.
masculine and feminine, come in
Yeah.
when we do our healing. But let me finish reading the rest of this because I wasn't done.
Uh,
So,
uh,
supplement. You dislike our questions, but there are times when we have a positive impact. Oh, keep your chariot card up. Um, we appear when you're faced with a crucial choice, great inner transformation, or personal revelation, which can take you out of your comfort zone. You only focus on your limiting beliefs and certainties, which helps maintain a level of inner harmony. You keep change and inner consideration at bay, for you lack the resources to experience what is before you. Warning. Reasonable doubts can be salutary, while we just freeze you. Irrational doubts are often tied to fear, which creates an atmosphere of distrust. But you can have doubts without it being a painful or brutal experience. Doubts open your eyes to the field of possibilities and help you question things about yourself,
We need
helping you
doubts.
recognize your resources, needs, and boundaries. The more you doubt, the more you trust in your capacity to adapt. But when we arise, doubts lose their constructive energy. Ask yourself why you feel unsafe, then adjust your course of action to fully experience new things while still feeling secure. Now, here's the moving forward message. To create a fresh relationship with us, listen to us. Think about the dangers you perceive around you and explain to yourself why these dangers are not real. Build a different inner dialogue and make room for your thoughts, acknowledging the emotional and physical feelings they may bring about. Our presence will diminish, and you will be able to move forward in alignment with your dreams and projects.
The chariot is a card about action. It's a card about taking control, shutting down the inner voice, and take control, take action.
Yes. And traditionally, hold on, let me pull my my chariot card. Hold on. Because I think wait a sec. Because traditionally it's someone is riding in the back of like a horse driven carriage with two different horses.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the light and the dark. And again, it taught, yes, and it spoke about choices. Yes. Okay, yes, yes. And she's sitting there in control of both. She has both by the reins. But yeah, I love that. And we're noticing that in this one, it's not actually like traditionally the white and the black. Here is the different skin tones of same tan. So it's we have a darker tan and then we have the lighter tan
Mm-hmm.
of the horse, right? So it is speaking about duality, but sameness as well. It's not it to me. This sort of brings in and ties in that gray matter, like the gray area of the two polarities. You know what I mean?
I get it.
And I love that.
Mm-hmm. Do you see the bushes behind her head? It's only on one side. Every details are really important, huh?
Yes, I do. I do.
Mm-hmm. It's like you have two different story behind her head.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
The solidity of the foundation, the roots, and then the lack thereof as well. That's you know there's a few different thoughts that are running through my head right now
Mm-hmm.
as I speak about that, but that's like the best out of
Mm-hmm.
everything that's shooting at me. So yeah.
Usually, this card is always represented by a man. It was important for me that this card was represented by a woman.
Yeah,
I wanted that.
yeah, and it's what we the nurturing aspect of it, the healing too.
Mhm.
Yes, I love that.
And you see the dress, the long dress, almost like a wedding veil.
But I feel the way that it's spread out, it's
Yep.
also giving me that chariot cart energy,
Hmm. It's
like
very.
the actual traditional, even though she's sitting.
Yep.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
what
she's
is she
sitting.
sitting on? Is that like a
It's a truck. It was a truck that was there, probably to feed the horses. I don't know. It's a truck.
okay? I wasn't sure if it was like what do you call it? Like a trailer, like a trailer bed.
No, 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 it's not.
Okay. So it's not a moving or potential moving item.
I think it is. I think it is.
So it has a possibility of movement, but it's just stationary at the moment, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, got it, got it, got it.
It wasn't moving when we took the picture. No.
Yeah. Or it wasn't even on wheels, probably.
It was. It was. You see the wheels. It was.
Oh, there is. Oh, it has wheels.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. See it, and it's not a. It's not a. I saw the wheel earlier, but I forgot.
Yeah. Mhm.
But yeah, so I love that. Absolutely. Okay. Yes. Yes. Okay. Let's see. We're at 3614. Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna pull a few more cards from your oh wait, no. There's another deck that I wanna that I'm gonna use tonight that I feel it's another created by another black creator. And I love using this deck with it because it to me, and I'll tell you why. Oh no, this is not the right one. Yeah, what the wrong one. Excuse me. That's not the deck. This is the deck. I have it in this pouch, which I was gonna almost put your deck in because I felt like it would match. But the thing is, I was afraid that because it's like not linen, canvas, as you I think you said that it was canvas cardstock that the I didn't want the to rub off like
No,
potentially the
I'm
dye on the
not sure it would have been a problem, but you didn't
yeah,
take the
so I
chance.
just decided
Yeah.
because I felt it was better suited for this deck because this deck is black.
Mhm.
So, right? And 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 this is the artwork, but it's gold gilded. So it's got that black and gold
You don't
and
like to keep the boxes? You don't keep the boxes?
of course I keep the boxes.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah, yeah. But when I'm using it, and I have it like set out in front of me and it's in rotation, the boxes are just stacked there. And yeah.
Mhm.
But this is another black creator. This is the Mind's Eye Tarot by Olivia Rose. So another
Manzai.
wonderful black shadow black creator and is on Instagram. But what I like because with using it with your deck as well, I feel like it's got that light and shadow aspect, the outer and the inner aspect of self. So like if like like this let's say surf you want surface messages or whatever what's actively going on, but you want to think about your emotions, what's on the deeper level of inner
Is it a
messages,
tarot
whatever.
deck or an oracle?
Say that again.
Is it a tarot deck or an
No,
oracle?
it's a tarot.
It's a tarot. Good.
It's a tarot deck. So but it's very much like it's kind of like a sort of fairy based type of deck.
Oh, that looks pretty.
So because of that, I was like using it with the Cries of Souls Oracle and the Voice of Souls Oracle. I felt like it's giving both the same sort of contrast with like how we're doing messages. So this is like, if you want to dive in deeper to your psyche kind of thing, right? You can use this deck for that. So yeah, I'll show you the some of the cards. Yeah, so and I think it's yeah,
You have
digitally
to send me the link.
non-hands on.
Send me the link via Instagram later.
Okay, yeah.
I like it.
But she paints as well. She has
That
a
must be
couple
the Eight of
oracle decks.
Wands. Is this the
Huh?
Eight of Wands? The one that you showing me. Is
Yes,
it
it's
Eight
the
of
Eight of
Wands?
Wands.
Yeah.
Yes. And I don't know if you can see,
Hmm.
but there's they're like eyeballs.
I know if I like a deck by certain cards. I need to see how they created the Eight of Wands. Always the stars and some cards like that that I need to see if I do connect with them. If I like their interpretation.
Is the Two of Pentacles.
Mm, I like it. That's my type of deck.
The Hanged Man, or Hanged Fairy, if you will.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
It's
So
nice.
so this is the next deck that I wanted to talk about and shout out. Um, that I'm gonna pull from, because I feel like this, I've been enjoying working with this and with your deck too. So like this to me, like it just felt like perfect together to like read with. So um yeah, so I'm gonna pull two cards. Let's see. And I'm gonna show you real quick another deck that I think you would like, that is similar to this. Um yes.
This looks new, like you just got it.
Which one?
This one that you're showing me.
Oh no, yours is newer than this.
Ah, okay. Well, you kept them well. You treat them well.
Well, I do,
They're
but
well kept.
the thing is, I shuffle quite a lot though, because
Yeah.
I find shuffling very meditative for me. So I tend to shuffle quite a bit, and surprisingly, they hold up
Yeah, they're
very,
well
very
kept.
well. Yes. All right. So what do we have for that collective? Okay. Oop. All right. So we have the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands here,
Mm-hmm.
and oh, and the World card. And remember, I was saying burden of tears. They're both 21. Yes, with the Two of Wands. So on the bottom of the deck, we have the King of Pentacles. The bottom of your deck that I have right now is the Ace of Cups.
Ace of Cups.
So yeah, I love that. And I'm going to read the guidebook, because I love how it's the what's written in the guidebook. So the Two of Wands. Here we go. The Minor Arcana. Okay. All right. So Two of Wands. The Two of Wands represents a thirst for adventure and enthusiasm for life. The globe in the character's hands shows her interest in expanding her worldly knowledge and having more meaningful life experiences. Upright meaning making decisions, taking risks, directing forces. Reversed meaning avoiding risks, insufficient planning, over analysis. Yes. And then for the World, we got
Let me give you my definition of the Two of Wands. Almost the
Okay,
same
yes,
thing. The Two of Wands represents planning, choices, long-term visions. It symbolizes the moment of assessing available options to move forward in new direction.
absolutely. Absolutely. And again, that's the burden of tears.
Hmm.
And I feel like, yeah, when we repress our emotions and we don't, you know, take that time to do the healing work and do the shadow work, it really can take us out of alignment with our truest and highest potential in life as we move forward,
Hmm.
right? And taking that time to do that inner work and give our self that love and attention to heal those parts of ourselves that is really taking away.
I love the ones because they're connected to creativity, and it's the fire in us.
Yeah,
So we have to be creative and use the fire that we have. So that's a series that I like.
yeah. And okay, so this is the world, and then you can read your world as well.
Hmm.
Hi there, welcome.
You know that the world card in the Tarot de Marseille is the card that comes before the Fool, huh?
Yes,
I like this card because of the story of the world, the places that it's different from different some from in different decks. Sometimes
it's
they put it
true.
in the beginning, sometimes they put it in the end.
And then it all begins again.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. So the world, and yeah, okay, so no, you read the world. You read your world first.
The world is a card of accomplishment, harmony, and fulfillment. It symbolizes completeness, the end of a cycle, the integration of the past experiences. It is the ultimate culmination of efforts and a celebration of success.
Yes, absolutely. The world here is the world being the final card in the major arcana holds a profound significance. It signifies the successful end of a very long journey or project. The world card indicates that you have a sense of fulfillment and a strong feeling of accomplishment. You may have recently reached an important goal and can now feel complete. Upright meaning success, achievement, belonging, perfection, completion of a cycle.
Mhm.
Reverse meaning stagnation, emptiness, giving up. Yes, absolutely.
Do you want me to pull a card on top of this one?
And I just like how we have this here too. Like 10, the two of wands, right? Their expectations and what we our drive forward, but also what we choose. What? The light and the shadow, the balance of self, whole self, and then what we put forward in the world.
The actions we take, what we can control.
Yes. And yeah. And starting with the actions that we take upon self and the choices we make moving forward. So, yeah, I love that. And it's the year of the fire horse. right? On the
Mm-hmm.
17th, February 17th. And it's also a solar eclipse
True, true.
in Aquarius. So, yes, I love that.
The
I
horse are
love that.
definitely represented today.
Yes. Anyway, yeah, I want to thank you so much for joining me today and doing this. We've been on already for was that
50
15
minutes.
minutes? Yep. So,
Always a
well,
pleasure.
yeah, I want to thank you so much for joining me and celebrating Black History Month and your creativity, your love that you've poured into your deck, you've poured into taking this time with me for the sake of love, right? And just, sharing in the love of creativity and understanding of love and healing and mental health and how important that is to everything that we do moving
Hmm.
forward. So, and
Well,
how that
thank
affects
you.
us, ourselves, and each other.
Hmm. I didn't get a chance to ask you how you've been with the passing of your father. I hope everything is, you feel better now.
It's, slowly, like,
Yeah.
and surely it's still a
Hmm.
grieving process,
But
and
I'm happy that you contacted me. I'm like, oh, okay, she must feel a little better, because you're taking action. You wanna connect with others, so that's perfect. That's part of the
well,
healing
and again,
journey, and that's what you have to do. That's the
and
only
this
way.
is something that I've enjoyed doing since I started creating it. So, I'm trying not to let what, has been going on affect me too much, but at the same time, how can I
Mhm.
incorporate the love that I naturally want to give, but haven't been able to do the way that I've always
Mhm.
done it in a long time because of what I've been through.
Yeah.
So,
And sometimes
you
you have
know,
to wake up and do things even with a sad heart, fake it until you know this shall pass too. Like the night of a pentacle, you have
yeah,
to you have to do
yeah,
it even with a sad heart. Yeah.
yeah. So, well, again, I want to thank you so much for joining me. And as I always say, I am love and so are you. And because of that, when I can look in the mirror and see myself as human, I know that when I interact with others, I know they are loved just as I am too. So, with all that being said, I hope that, we'll remember to take care of ourselves and help to heal, love, and honor with integrity others too, just the same. So, and please like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to check out the beloved Lisa with her beloved Ebony Tarot. I absolutely love it. And shout out to Olivia Rose for the Mind's Eye Tarot, because this is another Black creator that is absolutely beautiful. And I have absolutely been enjoying working with the deck. And
Thank
this is
you, and don't
another
forget to
creator
send me
that
the
also
link.
has Oracle decks too. So, and I think one of her decks, because it's been, excuse me, it's been indie, it's coming out mass market as well. So that's exciting too. But you also have the second edition that you're doing for
Yeah,
the
in
Ebony
June.
Fair.
Yeah.
That's in the works. So I'm really excited for that. And I can't wait to see what changes, what stays the same, and what you've got going on for that. So yeah, please, you know
I'll keep you
comment down
updated for
below,
sure.
and go and check out the beloved Lisa over at the Ebony Tarot. I'll have her links all in the description box down below. So until next time, please remember to check your privilege, mind your magic, and as always, live, listen, and learn. I love you, everybody. Take care of
Thank
yourself
you.
and everybody else. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.